Okay. All right. Okay. Let's see if that's working now. All right. Yeah. I think we're working. It looks like we're working. It looks like I have audio. Testing 1 3. Hey, we see video. And we hear and we hear audio. Thank you, Matt. Hello, Matt, Spikester, and Chad, and Zathras. Hello, Brady, and MCDJ ACDC. And hello, Peter Ang. Hi, Mark Ryan. Yes, thank you. Hello, Daniel and Alejandro. And greetings to El Paso, Texas, and Juarez, Mexico, from the United States. Small Town Machine Shop, how do you do? Nice to see you. Rebel Dad, Iconic Blood, wow. Max Rebo's Ghost Music, hey man. I'm seeing a lot of names here that I haven't seen in quite a while. Bubble Wrap Memories, and Rob Vegas, and White Vegeta, nice to see you, and Glenn. And hey, this codenamed New2Vera2. You're not late. I just got started. Hello, Kevin, and Yojo Banjo. Hello, Steven Stiles, and Richard. And hey, Adam Airwolf. There you are. Nice to see you. How do you do? Thanks everybody for coming back. Hi, Lazarus. Michael Bassett. Greetings, Palm Beach from the United States. I'm really glad to be back. How have you been doing? Greetings, codename New2Vero2 from the United States. And Antarctic Vortex, how do you do? Hey, as far as the agenda for the tonight, I thought that we'd spend maybe a half hour or so just chatting, catching up on things and whatnot. And then at the last half of the hour, we would do a story time, do a Find Your Fate book, and one of the new ones that I got in the new unboxing. Hello, Orion Films. How do you do? And Dr. Skelestein, nice to see you there. Robert Guthheim, hello, how do you do? And Impossible Pie, and Mal, how do you do? Nice to see you. Yes, so I thought story time would be fun. We haven't done that for quite a while. So what have you all been up to? I've been working. That's what. Except I got this cool new Trek Yards shirt. So, thank you, Trek Yards. And hello, Painted Plastic. Really awesome custom that you sent. Really cool. Thank you for sending that. Nice to see you here. And thanks for showing up. And thank you for the super chat, Chad, who says Merry Christmas and welcome back. Welcome back. I hope I can do this much more regularly now. I'm really trying to. Yeah, so this is the one I picked out. I went through the Find Your Fate books that I got. This is the one that I'm going with. Operation Terror Trap. So we'll see if this is any good. I think it'll be fun. But yes, it's been too long. Hello, Jeff Ball. It's been too long. I switched jobs, and that kind of put the kibosh on a lot of my plans for the end of the year for the channel. But I'm trying to work it out, right? I'm trying to work on video stuff as I have like pockets of time. So I'm trying to get to stuff, and I have actually gotten to some G.I. Joe stuff. I've gotten to some video stuff. Hello, Killer Weezer. I got to some video stuff. I decided that we just didn't quite have enough 90s in our year of the 90s. So I thought, why not just have a little more 90s until the end of the year? So I shot a few little quick shots. Just short little videos. I think the one went up today was Ozone. So I hope you enjoy like just little little snippets of 90s G.I. Joe. There's more coming. Hello, Photo Viper. Nice to see you. Yeah, so I hope everybody had a good Christmas. I'm sorry I missed everybody. I'm sorry I've missed everybody for quite some time, pretty much everywhere. I haven't been able to keep up with my private messages. I haven't been able to keep up with anything really, but I'm trying to claw my way out of that so I can get back to doing this on a regular basis. That's the goal. So yeah, that's what we're shooting for. Jeff Ball loves the 90s. There was some good stuff in the 90s. So and there was some bad stuff in the 90s, but I guess that's true of the 80s as well. Yeah, we can all breathe better after the ozone review. Yes, that's I guess that's true. Thanks. Thank you. What Peter said, I even managed to publish a short story on DeviantArt that isn't stuck in... Oh, cool. Congratulations on getting your story done. That's awesome. Glenn says, building an army of G.I. Joes. Yeah, me too. Working on it. I've got a few of them. I don't know if you've seen, but I have a couple G.I. Joes here and there. Brady says, I'm on the verge of completing the Imp, and I have a complete Havoc. Hey, that's good. That's good. That's the Havoc was one. The Havoc, of course, is a weird vehicle. There's no getting around that. But it was one that I was really happy to get my hands on when I did. I actually picked it up at a JoeCon for a good price. It was like JoeCon in like 2015 or something like that. Is where I got my Havoc. I haven't seen it, Peter, so I can't say one way or the other on Thundercats Roar. I can't. I have to admit, I plead ignorance on that one. Hello, Matt Edwards. Yes, it's really happening. It's really happening because you made a Christmas wish, and here we are. So I hope everybody had a good holiday. Hello, Anthony Shortbox. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Anthony, and thank you for watching. I appreciate that a lot. I'm trying to get back to doing more regular content. I'm really trying to. Gory is going to start a G.I. Joe motorcycle collection. Andre says he has a spare Havoc complete if anybody's looking. Hey, it's What's on Joe Mind. Where the hell are the singing cats? Hi, What's on Joe Mind. Speaking of What's on Joe Mind, I need to talk to What's on Joe Mind, at some point here in the near future, because I've got stuff that I need to do with What's on Joe Mind. So I'll get with What's on Joe Mind, the podcast, and the live stream that everybody should be watching and or listening to. I will get with the famous What's on Joe Mind soon. As soon as I can. Because I do have stuff to talk with you guys about. So, been thinking about how to get this train back on the tracks. Yes, Andrew, Andy Flippin, long live G.I. Joe. Hear, hear. I really want to. I was doing pretty good at the start of the year, and then just everything went nuts. Everything just went to hell. Curtis says hello from Detroit. Hello, Detroit from the United States. I want to get back to doing full reviews, like real full reviews. But I'm going to have to, as part of my process, I'm going to have to figure out how to streamline my video making process. I've got to find a simpler and more efficient way to do it if I'm going to get back to regular semi-weekly reviews for 2021, which I really, really want to do. So I'm not sure exactly what that's going to look like. That may be all like internal stuff that I do on my side and on the editing side, on the on the production side, or it may involve like adjusting the content a little bit, maybe doing fewer cold opens, sticking more to like the core reviews, something like that. But I've got to work something out. I've got to figure something out in order to keep doing this at the pace that I would really like to. Sorry, I've missed some of the chat because you guys type really fast, and then when I start talking, I forget to read. Things went crazy for everyone. Yeah, the pandemic was... Everything just kind of went downhill. Although some of the changes in my personal life have not been necessarily bad, I've had some actually really good positive changes in my life. Hello, Rezakai. How do you do? I need a very affordable assistant for camera and lighting. That would make a huge difference. Yes. Although you can't really tell by this, my lighting in here is kind of crappy, and I had to like adjust things so I didn't get like glare from that light right there. I'm trying to reduce the glare from this light right here, so that's why everything's at this angle. Otherwise, it looks like I have a beam of light cutting my head in half. But the lighting for the videos hopefully is a little better than that. Anyway, SEO Toy Review's here. Hello, SEO Toy Review. Hey, nice to see you. Thanks for being here. Hasbro's commissioning a G.I. Joe role-playing game next year. I haven't seen that, and I wonder what that would look like. I've been a little bit slow on keeping up with the latest news, so I had not heard that. Hey, it's Rob Irizarry. Hello, Rob. Oh, wait, is Cujo in here? Hey, it's Cujo. Hey, Cujo. Sorry, I missed you when you popped in. So, hello, Cujo. Nice to see you. Cujo from that other G.I. Joe podcast, G.I. Joeberg. Another solid podcast that you should listen to and follow, with a YouTube channel that you should watch as they post content. Colton's Toy Time, how do you do? I don't think you're asking if I like Warhammer. I think you were asking if the RPG is like Warhammer, and that I don't know. Hey, it's Green Yeti as well. Wow, the gang's all here. All we have to, if Byron shows up, then we've got the full house, right? It's going to use the D&D rules. Games will also be done for My Little Pony, Power Rangers, and Transformers. Interesting. Hey, I don't know. I've never been big on role-playing games, but I would try it. It sounds like it'd be a fun party. Hello, James Vanderpool. I'm not a masshole, but I am a Patriots fan, coincidentally. And I'm still, by the way, I'm still a Patriots fan despite their most recent performances. Last couple games been pretty rough. Not having a great season, but it's okay. It's all right. It'll all come back around. It'll be fine. You can't replace a Hall of Fame quarterback overnight. I get that, but still, rough season. It's been a long time since we've had a season like this, but I'll survive. I'll survive, and Sam Adams here will assist me in surviving. So that was the sports segment of the show. Hey, it's JLS Comics. How do you do? Thanks for stopping by. Yes, JLS Comics with a YouTube channel that you should check out. So that was kind of been good point, Matt. Good point. That's what's been on my mind, is trying to figure out how I can get back on track. Neil West says, greetings from Minnesota. Greetings, Minnesota, from the United States. How to get this ship back on the rails is what I'm trying to figure out. The Sam Adams Variety Pack is delicious. I like a lot of their seasonal beers, but if for any reason I can't pick up one of those, just your standard Boston Lager is just fine. Lazarus asks if I like the new job. The new job is fine. It takes a lot of energy and time and commitment. But it's okay. It's okay. I'd say I'm still in an adjustment phase right now, but I'm getting there and I'm figuring it out. Hello, Gaz. How do you do, Gaz? MCDJ ACDC says, any Joe toy news? I think other than, I guess, the role-playing game news. I don't know. I haven't been keeping up that much with the toy news. Yorktown Joe says, salutations from wintry Wisconsin. Greetings, Wisconsin, from the United States. Wisconsin with a team that's actually winning. Congratulations to your Packers. My Patriots are well, they're struggling. They're struggling right now. I have no problem admitting that. That's just how it is. Anyway, yeah. Anybody hitting Target Friday? Is that when the new Target exclusives go out? I'm assuming that if I hit Target as soon as they open, I will see the same thing that I always see at Target, which is empty pegs. That's all I ever see. Retro Wave 3 has... Yes, I saw that. With Screaming Duke with jetpack, chest straps, but no jetpack. Yeah, anyway, that's... Yeah. Retro Series 2 has only one vehicle, the Fang, and very different from the original. I'm perplexed by the retro line. I mean, it's fine if that's what you need for your collection, but I'm perplexed by it. I have to admit. I've talked about that before, and I'm not saying anything controversial here. It's just that, I mean, you had vehicles that really qualified as retro. You had an All-Striker, you had a His Tank. They were all very much in the retro style, but with modern era figures. But the Fang is different. Not exactly in the retro style. I'm not sure why not. Maybe they didn't have the mold for the original. I'm not really sure. That's a question that I would put to Hasbro if I could, is if they could explain to me what the thinking behind the retro line is, because I don't quite get it, but that's all right. I mean, I don't have to it's not everything is for me. I get that, but I'd still like to understand kind of where we're going here. Yeah, the MCDJ ACDC says the card art is the best part of the retro line. The card art, which reflects the true retro artwork, actually is pretty good. And I think I have back there. I got the His Tank because you can always use more His Tanks. Let's be honest. Yeah, that box looking like a classic Hiss Tank box with that classic Hiss Tank artwork. That was pretty sweet. I can't deny that. Vegas says did see some classified Pimp Daddy Destros at a shop here in Melbourne for 39 Aussie dollars. Can't find the retro stuff though. And I'm not sure how you guys will get the retro stuff. Here it's exclusive to Walmart, and I'm not sure if they would release it to a local store as an exclusive. I don't know. I think, who was it? I think it was Steven from Joburg who posted a picture of like 15 Pimp Daddy Destros in a bargain bin. Oh, hey, that's a cool band name. That's my new band name. New band name is 15 Pimp Daddy Destros in a bargain bin. It's a long name, but I feel it's good. It rolls off the tongue. That's right, HCC788. Anyway, yeah, I haven't stayed hip on a lot of the toy news. I've been kind of out of it. Anybody who's tried to send me a message, like a private message, and has not gotten a response, I think you kind of got the idea that I've been a little bit disconnected. So this is my attempt to get reconnected, because I've missed the people that I normally talk to. I miss the people who are my friends, and I'd really like to get back with you guys again. Mum's Universe says, can't stay long, wanted to drop in and say hello and thank you for all your effort put into your channel. It's appreciated. Cobra! Thank you, Mum's Universe. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And thank you for stopping in and dropping in the chat. I appreciate that. Paul says, my Target has an endless supply of Fortnite crap. Yeah, I see Fortnite everywhere. And here's the thing about... oh, that's a good question, Green Yeti. Will there be a New Year's Eve live stream? Possibly. I will think about that. If there is, it'll just be me. And that had become kind of a tradition. Turd Ferguson sends a super chat, says, so happy to see you live tonight, Hoodie. Thank you very much, Turd. That sounds mean, doesn't it? Thank you very much, Mr. Ferguson. It is very much appreciated. That's awesome. Thank you. I'm going to think about it, and once I figure out whether I'm going to do it, I'll figure it out here. Well, I got to figure it out soon because it's just a couple days away. But I'll figure it out as quickly as I can, and if I'm going to do something, then I will announce it. 12-hour marathon. I've only ever done that once, but it was worth it. It was totally worth it. Dr. Ferguson. Paging Dr. Turd Ferguson. Dr. Turd Ferguson, you're needed in the rectal exam room. That's right, we're going on tour, Yorktown. We're going on tour. Yes, something like that. For those who were not around, I did announce at the top of the show that for the last half hour, we're going to do story time, and I'm going to do this Find Your Fate book, Operation Terror Trap. The reason I chose this one is because I like the Dusty on here, but also in the background, you've got Quick Kick kicking Destro, and that's pretty cool. Now, Quick Kick, that desert sand has got to be really hot on those bare feet. the guy really should consider, putting some shoes on. Plus, I mean, Destro has a metal head. Destro has a metal head. Let's get it here. And so that's going to hurt. That kick is going to hurt. Quick Kick's foot. But there you go. I thought this cover was outside of the Dusty, which looks pretty cool. I just thought this cover was absurd enough that it could be fun. This one could be fun. Yes, it hurt his foot on Destro's head and burn his feet on the hot desert sand. That's going to be our first song from our album, the 15 Pimp Daddy Destros in a Bargain Bin. Our first song is going to be Quick Kick burns his feet on the hot desert sand. It'll be a ballad. The ballad of Quick Kick burning his feet on the hot desert sand. So anyway, we'll have that in about 5 or 6 minutes. We'll see. We will see if we survive. All right, we could, we do okay on these. I'd say we're not quite 50-50 on living versus dying. We've had a little bit of luck in the last few, but on a lot of these, we end up dying before we reach the end. So, yeah, we'll see how that goes. There used to be a guy named Cody on the Discovery Channel who was always barefoot. Interesting. I guess I missed that, but yeah. Government issue fake rubber feet. That would be perfect. I want to be the guy working for the government who has to acquisition fake rubber feet for the super elite secret G.I. Joe team. Don't ask why they need fake rubber feet. Don't ask why. Just get them the fake rubber feet. Get them the best fake rubber feet that taxpayer dollars can buy. Hello, Snake Eyes Declassified. Nice to see you. Thank you for joining. Last time we picked all the wrong choices. Yeah, Sir Reginald, we've had. It's a mixed bag. But I'll tell you what. I'll make you guys a deal. Okay, I'll make you guys a deal. If we die too quickly in this one, I will I'll do a mulligan. All right, we can have a do-over if we die too quickly. All right, so I'll just I'm gonna be Doc Brown. I'll jump in the DeLorean, travel back in time, and undo the mistake that we made that that caused us to die, and we'll see if we can actually survive this one. And that is unless we get like this close. If we get this close, but we still die, then I don't know. I'm not sure if I'll redo that. But if we're going along pretty well and we die like really quickly, I don't want it to be too short. I want us to have a chance. Yeah, we'll respawn. That's it. We'll respawn. We'll respawn on a previous page. What's the update on the shuttle? If you saw in the unboxing, I got some wheels for the Defiant. The Defiant gantry now has gantry doors. I have both figures complete with file cards. There are still a few pieces that have been really difficult for me to get. So the Defiant is it's in a, I hate to say it's on hold. It's not really on hold. I just gotta find the pieces that I'm looking for. Yeah, we need a solid respawn point. But hey, the Defiant looks good right now. I've got it in my living room because I don't have any other space for it. It's really big. But if you just at a glance, the Defiant right now looks great. All right, and if you don't look too closely, you don't notice that there are just a few bits here and there that are missing. Also, I have the Crusader almost complete, because I feel like if I'm going to review the Defiant, I need to have the Crusader for comparison purposes, but I need somebody who can answer a question for me. I need somebody who can tell me if the umbilical cord for the Crusader is the same, like exactly the same, as the one for the Defiant. If they're different, then I've got to go and find the Defiant one, but I have an umbilical for the Crusader, so I haven't found anybody who can answer that question for me yet. So working on it. Sergeant Slaughter's Slaughterhouse says it's a tricky one to complete and display. I agree with that. It's enormous. It's not as big, obviously, as the flag, which is very long, right? At least it's sort of box shaped, and it's a little narrower. It's a bit taller, but it's shorter. But still a challenge, a challenge to display. Do I have the Canadian variant shovel? I don't have the Canadian variant shovel. Shuttle, I mean. Shovel. I don't have a Canadian variant shovel either, but I also do not have the Canadian variant shuttle. One thing at a time, though. One thing at a time. That's it. Thank you, JLS. I want Quick Kick's astronaut suit to be with no shoes. Bare feet in space. His feet can survive anything. Do I have all the bases? Like all the G.I. Joe bases? I have most of the bases. I think the one major base that I don't have, if you can call it a base, is the General. I still don't have the General. Hello, Trek Reviewer. Hi, Trek Reviewer. How do you do? Anyway, so that's the status of the Defiant. I'm just, as time and money permit, I am picking up pieces as I can find them. Yeah. But I know what I'm doing, though, for the first review of 2021. And I'm not going to reveal just yet. I'm not going to reveal just yet. 12-inch Cobra Commander and the Zorana poster. Okay, cool. Thank you very much. Diosoth. Thank you. Yes, I like those very much. What was I saying? Now I'm thinking about the 12-inch Cobra Commander and the Zorana poster. Okay, that's right. We're getting away from the 90s, all right? And now there may be a little bit of 90s G.I. Joe here and there during 2021, but we're getting back largely to the 80s. And I won't reveal what the theme is yet, okay? There will be a theme for 2021. I know what it is already. But it will steer us away from the 90s, except for with a few exceptions. We got to do some 90s here and there. But yeah, that year of the 90s turned out to be a lot more rough than I was expecting. I just saw the time. It is time for story. It is the story time. Is everybody ready? Is everybody ready? All right. For those who haven't done this before, for anyone who hasn't done this before, the way this works is I start reading this book. This is a Find Your Fate book. And on certain pages, it will give us options to choose. It'll give us 2 different page numbers. And when we get to one of those pages, I will tell you what the options are and the page numbers for them. And you vote for which one you want to choose in the live chat. You just type the number for the page that you want to choose of the options, and I will completely unscientifically decide which has the most, right? Because it'll go by too fast for me to literally count, but it's not scientific, it's very inexact, but I will decide which page has the most votes, and we will go with that, and we will see if we triumph or if we die. Okay? And I already said that I will. If we die too quickly, I'll take a mulligan, and we will respawn at the previous page. And yes, Professor Hoodie. This is called planning ahead. This is called show prep. I actually remembered that I was going to be reading, so I had my glasses handy. So there we go. All right, are we ready? All right, here we go. Starting with page 1, not page 12. Not page 12. All right, ready? And action. It's so quiet in the central corridor of the second level of the pit that you can hear your steps echoing, not to mention the beating of your heart. The hand you reach toward the door of the briefing room is sweaty, but you're as ready as you're going to get. You've got your secret arsenal hidden in your shoe, and your nerves are steeled. You take a deep breath and... Hold on. You got an arsenal in your shoe? Is this the shoe bomber? This is uncomfortable here. Have a seat. We're waiting for you. The tall, cool Commander Hawk is standing at the briefing stage in front of a large map. You blush. Are you late? Have you messed up already? No. Welcome to the team, Hawk is saying. You turn and look at the others around you. Your team. Duke here will be in charge, Hawk continues. The blonde infantryman reaches over and shakes your hand. You smile, trying to hide a grimace of pain. You're not even going to get past handshaking. Lady J flashes you a smile. The lady is tops in intelligence. To work with her is a terrific bonus. Lady J, Dog Ear, and Quick Kick, who's already on his way to the site, will do the scouting, says Hawk, sorry. Duke, Dusty, and Gung Ho are backup. So I guess our code name is Dog Ear. That's our code name. I don't like that. And we do have an illustration. We have an illustration of the team welcoming us. I don't get that. A secret arsenal hidden in your shoe. Okay, go to page 2. All right, here we go. Page 2. Welcome, mon chat, says Gung Ho. That means my dear in Cajun, Lady J whispers in your ear. Gung Ho is calling us dear, all right? The toughest Marine of the world just call you my dear. Then you look at the scowl behind Hawk's smile, and he begins to explain the mission, and you sit up straighter. A picture of a real weirdo is flashed on the screen. His coal-black hair looks unreal above a pale face with piercing black eyes. His sweeping black robe is decorated with feathers, beads, shells, and a necklace of tiny skulls. Okay. Do we have to bring him bring him back to life? Asks Lady J without cracking a smile. This guy's for real, Dusty, says Dusty, astounded that anyone prefers black to sand, his favorite color. Dusty's favorite color is sand. But you know whose favorite color is probably not sand? Anakin Skywalker. No, you won't. In fact, he'd be wearing black. This could be the crossover. This could be Anakin Skywalker. This could be the G.I. Joe Star Wars crossover. Let's continue and find out. I'm afraid so, answers Hawk. He calls himself the One. The Chosen One? He carved out a country for himself in North Africa, calls it Kamali. I did it quick and dirty, grabbing it without a please or thank you. In 1 month, he's overpowered the troops of the neighboring country of Mombania. I'm not making up these names, folks. It's in the book. And built a modern capital, Kamali City, complete with a castle. Because nothing says modern capital like a castle. The guy's no slouch. We don't think he's working alone. His takeover was too fast for that. Maybe the Russians are behind it, but they don't like to see their puppets living the high life. More likely, the power behind the One is Cobra. Page 3. Lady J speaks. Our mission is to infiltrate Kamali, discover the One's plans, and give him the old heave-ho. The One is really Parker Shaw of the Bronx, New York. Seems he was a real estate tycoon who found the U.S. confining. Okay. Wanted a country of his own. His headquarters are in an old mansion in Westchester County, north of New York City. Isn't that where the X-Men mansion is? I don't know. If Cobra is behind the One, he's too close for comfort. Right, you think, less than 50 miles from the pit. I think it's interesting that this is going with the comic book headquarters of the pit rather than the big animated series headquarters that some of these books use. Dog ear. That's us. Hawk is saying. Quick Kick is at Grand Central Terminal right now, about to take a train to Westchester. I guarantee he's not wearing shoes, and that is disgusting. A train, Gung-Ho exclaims. Surveillance of the One's HQ must be under very deep cover, says Hawk. That would be better than something so normal, the train. What could be better than something so normal, the train, a rental car, and nothing out of the ordinary? The rest of the team is going straight to Kamali. Which would you rather do, Dog Ear? Okay, so we have choices, okay? We have choices. If you decide to go with Quick Kick and at Grand Central to investigate the One stateside, turn to page 17. If you decide to go straight to Africa with the rest of the team, page 66. So there are your options. Type 17 if you want to go with Quick Kick to Grand Central. Type 66 if you want to go to Africa with the rest of the team. There's no page 12. There's no page 12. It's 17 or 66. Okay, we got a 17 and a 66 and a 17 and 17 and a 66. It's pretty even right now. It's pretty even right now. Wow, that is really close. Let's see. Okay. I think... 17 is starting to edge ahead. Okay, give a couple more seconds. That's really close. I think 17 is going to take it. But that's very close. That's very close. All right. Well, and now 66 has added a few more. All right. Let's see. Any more? Any more? You know what? I think 66 actually edged out at the end. So we're going to say 66, okay? We're going to the desert. We're going to the desert on page 66. Here we go. You feel good about your decision to go to Africa with Lady J, Duke, Gung-Ho, and Dusty. After all, you need to learn a few things about this mission, and you'll take advantage of the time on the plane with the others to iron out the questions. In half an hour, a jeep drops you at a remote landing strip in New Jersey. A prop jet is waiting, but it's too small. Dusty catches your disappointed look. Buck up, partner. You ain't seen nothing. In another hour, you're piling into a gigantic camouflage jet and on an even more remote airstrip somewhere. You might as well try to get some shut-eye, Lady J says when you're all buckled in. It'll be 8 hours before we land on the border between the One's Kingdom, Kamali, and Mumbania. Mumbania? The country to the west. Then you'll need to be in A1 shape. We have to work fast, scoping out the scene for the other members of the team who will join us later. You're sleeping like a baby, dreaming of Kamali, when suddenly you're jolted awake. Your stomach is above your head as you plummet through the air like a stone. The plane is losing altitude quickly. If you don't hurry, you're going to lose more than that. Page 67. Go, Gung-Ho urges you. You're the one who's a pilot. Your teammates' lives are in your hands. You tear open the door to the cockpit, and there is the pilot draped across the controls, dead. The pilot is dead. His eyes are glassy. His face is blue. A heart attack? Well, he's definitely dead. Better that than foul play, because if it's poison or strangling, if there's a traitor, you put the possibilities out of your mind. You don't have time to think. You grab the controls. The instrument panel is one you've never seen before, but you act instinctively, pulling the plane out of its nosedive, fighting its destructive downward momentum. Up, 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 and you've almost got it when the radio crackles. Hurricane force winds ahead. Reroute, reroute. You have to decide. You can ignore the warnings and try to land where you're scheduled to in the mountains of Kamali, or you can try an emergency landing now in the Mobanian desert. That could be tricky. Okay? All right. Now, here are your options. If you want to ride out the storm and land in the mountains of Kamali, turn to page 36. If you want to avoid the storm and take your chances in the Mombanian desert, page 48. So basically, fly through that storm, 36, or land now, 48. 36, or 48. 36 or 48. 12 is not an option. All right, 36. Lots of 36. Let's give it a few more seconds. Let's see if 36 is definitely winning. 48's got a few more. Well, it's getting pretty close to even now. 36, 48. Yeah, well, I tell you what, this is like the last one. 36 started out strong, but I think 48 wins in the end. Okay, I'm going with 48. All right, we're going with 48. 48 is land now. Take your chances in the Mombanian desert. Let's see what happens on page 48. Thank you all for playing. 48, here we go. You're a tough pilot, but the storm looks even tougher, so you decide to bring the plane down in the desert now. Though this could be tough too. The desert just inside Momania, across the mountains from Kamali, may be Dusty's idea of a little bit of heaven, but not yours. Bump, bump, kaplow. Deserts aren't as flat as they look on maps, but you've landed safely. Everyone is shaken up, although happy to be on solid ground. Let's just sit tight here until the winds die down, says Duke, walking out there now would be like walking into a wall of sandpaper. Oh, come on, Dusty pleads. Forget it, Dusty. You'll just have to wait until morning. Dusty is still sleeping when Gung-Ho sticks his head out the door the next day. Holy crawdad, will you look at that? The plane is buried halfway up in sand. Dusty scratches his head. Well, we could start digging. I'm no sandhog, says Lady J. Even if we dug for a week, we'd still be here. And mighty dry. You're right, says Duke. We can't get this bird up again. We'll have to take our chances, he says, pointing to the vast wasteland out there. So, we landed safely, but we ruined a perfectly good government plane. Your tax dollars at work. Page 45. Page 45, except I went too far. 45, okay. All right, says Dusty. That's more like it. After burying the deceased pilot, you, Duke, Dusty, Gung-Ho, and Lady J gather as many supplies as you can carry and head out. The days are blazing hot. The nights are icy cold. As the days pass, both supplies and enthusiasm are dwindling, except for Dusty's, of course. Somehow this isn't nearly as much fun as you thought it was going to be. I don't know why you'd think it would be fun. Finally, you clear the mountains. You all stand at the top, and there below you is more sand and more sand. It stretches on forever. Doggone, says Gung-Ho. Us swamp boys could get real dry in a climate like this. But what is that on the horizon? Are you imagining it? No, it looks an awful lot like an oasis. Palm trees, water hole. Is that a camel? Look, you point. Lady J follows your finger. Gosh, I thought I was seeing a mirage like in the old desert movies, but if you see it too, it must be real. Move it, guys. This old alligator could use a good wallow. Page 58. 58. Well, you certainly didn't choose the easy path. All right. It's no mirage. It's a real oasis. The tiny town looks just like a set from a French Foreign Legion movie. Lady J approaches the owner of a shop and speaks to him in his own language. The shopkeeper is wary of the strikingly beautiful woman, sunburnt and wearing sand-encrusted clothes. After all, this is a land where women still hide behind their veils. Poor guy, Lady J says, returning with food. He's had a bad week. The forces of the One have seized this area and claimed it for Kamali. They're in a fort just down there. She points down the street from the market where you stand. As if on cue, from that direction storm 36 soldiers with dark flashing eyes, white desert robes, and very nasty-looking swords. Whoosh, slash, swish. The sound of swords whirling around your heads is not amusing. This book has a knack for understatement. Let's see. A dashing fellow rides up to you on a dazzlingly white Arabian horse. You will not reach for your guns, he says. You will reach for the sky. And we have an illustration. This is the guy that's causing us trouble right here. And we have a couple options. Are you ready to vote again? I veto page 12. Page 12 vetoed. All right. Do you decide to ignore him and fight it out? Turn to page 56. If you decide you're hopelessly outnumbered and had better surrender, turn to page 27. So, fight, page 56. Surrender, page 27. Fight, 56. Surrender, 27. Now, sometimes we have died because we take risks. Other times we have died because we have been risk averse. Sometimes we took what looked like the safe path, and that turned out to be wrong. Other times we were just too aggressive. But I tell you what, we've got a whole bunch of 56. We're like, screw that guy. Everybody wants to fight. Wow, we are aggressive tonight, aren't we? We are quite aggressive. There's so many 56s. I don't think 27 can come back and win. So I'm going with 56. We're gonna fight it out. All right. You ready? The G.I. Joe team does not take orders from 2-bit soldiers in movie costumes. At the same time, all 5 of you reach for your guns and let the nearest soldiers have it. Blah, 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 blah. You haven't any idea what you're planning to do next, but your options are pretty limited. There are more soldiers than you thought, and the shooting has brought still others out of the fort. A low, whitewashed building that doesn't look as if it could even keep a camel out. All of you run in different directions. Out of the corner of your eye, you see Duke, then Gung Ho and Lady J being taken prisoner. You have no doubt that they'll put up a good fight. Dusty is nowhere to be seen. For some reason, the soldiers have overlooked you. Maybe it's just not your turn. Hiding behind a large palm, you watch as the soldiers parade your 3 teammates off to the fort. But where is Dusty? He must have escaped into the desert, his natural habitat. You decide to try to join him. Turn to page 57. Okay. Once out of view of the fort, you feel a bit safer, but you must think clearly. Develop a plan. The desert is not forgiving. One slip up and bye-bye dog ear. I'm not a fan of that code name. You spot a huge sand drift and you can use as a landmark. You keep it to your left as you walk. Then you won't get lost. Wrong. You're soon walking in circles. You're hopelessly lost. Okay. All right, hold on. Time out. So if you have a landmark and you walk, but you always keep it to your left, then you will walk in a circle. That's the only way to keep it to your left. So yes, that's what you've done. You've managed to walk in a circle and get lost in the desert. Genius. Excuse me, where was I? The day is blistering hot. You didn't have a chance to refill your canteen at the Oasis. You could go back, except now you can't find the Oasis. You grow faint with thirst and exhaustion, but you've got to get a grip on yourself. You try a mental game you were taught in training. You close your eyes and visualize your goal. You imagine Dusty, his goggles perched on top of his head, and then you open your eyes, and there he is. You wave at him in the distance. Dusty! Dusty! He's too far. He can't hear. You run toward him faster and faster, and thunk! You're face down in the sand. You look up, and he's gone. Then you realize it was only a mirage. You don't have the strength to go on. Sorry, dog ear. Looks like you hit a dry hole this time. The end. The end! We died! We died! Died in the desert. And that's too far into the story to respawn. I'm sorry. I was gonna respawn if we died like really early, but you know, the hour is almost up, and we bought it. We wandered into the desert. We inexplicably decided keeping a landmark to our this is my left, to our left, and it was a good idea. We walked in a big circle, got lost, and died in the desert. Yes, Mud Puppy, you are right. It is all Dog Ear's fault. We hit a dry hole. I hate it when I hit a dry hole. That's the worst, man. But anyway, so we'll do this again sometime. We're about out of time for this live stream, but we will do this again. We'll take another shot at it and see if we can come out ahead. Maybe we can hit a wet hole next time. But anyway, thanks everyone for showing up. I really am glad to be here again. I'm glad to see everyone. I see a lot of familiar a lot of familiar faces, not faces. I see a lot of familiar names, and people that I haven't talked to in a long time. So, Ben Kenobi, is that you? Yes, very good. I guess I'll go ahead and wrap it up. But thank you, everyone, for being here. Thank you for your patience. Thank you, What's on Joe Mind. MCGJ ACDC sends a super chat. Says, thanks for everything, HCC. Page 12 wins every time. All right, well, just for the halibut, I'll finish up this live stream by reading page 12. Okay, let me find page 12. Page 12. The car rental office is across from the train station in the small Westchester village where you get off. You get off in the village. This feels so silly, just renting a car as if you were tourists, but you keep remembering that Hawk said deep cover. You're supposed to look like ordinary folks, but Quick Kick doesn't exactly fit that description. The pipe-smoking man behind the rental counter is staring at him, perhaps because he's not wearing shoes. I'm a guide and interpreter for Mr. Howe, you say. He's a very important dignitary up from Washington. Yes, sir, the clerk says as he hands you the keys. You don't see him dialing the phone as you drive off. The road winds. There's a super chat from Rob Vegas. Says, thank you, HCC. Best wishes to you and all the gang here for the new year. Cheers from Melbourne. Cheers, Melbourne, from the United States. And a super chat from Comic Tropes. Thank you for stopping in, Chris. It's always nice to see you here and always nice to talk to you everywhere. Anyway, the point is, on page 12, we got off in the village instead of hitting a dry hole in the desert. So, that's a little better. That's a little better. So anyway, I'm going to wrap it up. I will do my best to get back to doing live streams more regularly, and when I'm able to do the next one, I absolutely will let you guys know. But for now, I will say good night. Good night, everyone. See you soon.